afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this first premiere round of the ESR GT Series with 2016. I am your host, Cole McCray. Our co-host, Justin Swan, will be with us in a moment. And I have to say, I cannot overstate how excited I am for this series to be kicking off. This is a big event for ESR. We are kicking up the production and increasing the stakes. We have quite a lot to get over this entire series. So I am excited, and I hope you all are too. Let us begin.
And I am excited too. This is
Welcome, Justin
awesome.
Swan. How
Welcome,
goes
welcome,
it?
welcome. It is amazing. I'm so excited.
Right, likewise, likewise. This first round is at Mount Panorama Circuit, also known as Bathurst, the infamous track, and it will be quite an event for our drivers today. This is an immense opportunity, 90 minutes with a pit stop required, and I believe this one is double points if I remember correctly. Is that right, Mr. Swan?
Yes, sir. There's three 90-minute races this season. So there's a IGTC championship going on within the Blancpain GTC championship this season. And so perhaps a driver might have some misfortune throughout the regular season, but they might really turn up for these 90-minute races, and there's three of them, and they could win that championship independent of the main series. So there's a lot on the line here to have a good start to your season, but also you're really in two championships for this race.
Yeah, yeah, and that can really throw a wrench in someone's plans or absolutely change their misfortune into fortune. So let us proceed with this amazing event.
And looking at qualifying, it's a little congested out there. Some of the drivers were voicing concerns about getting a lap in with such congestion, but realistically, this track is pretty big, and I think there's a lot more room than they're using out there. So it should balance out pretty well. We see some pretty fast laps coming in already from Higgs and Archie.
Yeah, we have no shortage of talent in this event. Lots of names. We have, if I count correctly, 28 cars, so a pretty decently good-sized field. And with that many cars running around, there's no shortage of battles that will be happening. We're just wrapping up qualifying here. And right now, Matt Higgs is currently sitting on the pole, if I remember correctly. Yes, I do. There he is, going
Yes, sir.
through Skyline as we speak into Forest Elbow. And may I just say that we have one hell of a treat for our viewers today.
Oh yeah.
Looks like Matt Higgs is retired to the pits for now, so that will be his final lap. 2:01.7, a blazing time. Let us hope, let us see rather, if that is enough to hold off the likes of Archie and Baker, who we saw actually fighting for the lead in this academy race we just had not even an hour ago.
Yeah, and it looks like John Archie narrowly gets around the car of Burke as Burke made a mistake going through the S's on his final lap, really pushing to try and find every ounce of speed he can.
Absolutely, we're looking at a little mini fight happening with Javier Eugeni. So it looks like he will be one of the last cars to be given a lap. He's just starting his qualifying lap. He has 3 minutes to do it. Shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, any drivers that haven't crossed the start-finish line yet won't be able to start and finish a final lap. So I think it's the final driver might be the number 7 of Dominic Turcotte.
Let's verify that.
Yeah, I believe yep, as far as I can tell, he is the last car that will be allowed to complete his lap.
Certainly appears so. Certainly appears so. So of note, we are starting a new policy with this series of a lap one sort of
Scrutiny
what should we?
zone.
Yeah. Oh wow, Dominic Turcotte impacting a driver. I think that was Chris Stevenson. Not
No,
entirely sure.
that was Josh McLaughlin.
Josh McLaughlin. Oh no. So that will be an end to Dominic Turcotte's run. We'll have to take
He's
a
gonna have
look.
to be content at 13th.
So pulling up the track map here, we only got 4 or 5 or 6 cars running. the number 25 will be the last one now. But as we said, there will be extra stringency placed on the lap 1 around the skyline and the cutting. Let's see here. Yeah, a skyline, the cutting all the way through skyline for lap 1, extra stringency there because of how technical it is, and then from skyline on through the dipper will be eternal stringency, shall we say, placed on
Yes.
that region of the track. So holding our drivers to a high standard, as always, and they always pull through. So I have no doubts that will be possible. Let us
Right.
jump. Oh, there
And
we
that
go.
concludes qualification. Eugenie decided to pull it into the pits and declined to finish his final lap. He must not have had it.
Yeah, it seems so. It seems so. So we have a couple cars pulling in, the number 25 and the number 88. So we will wait for them to finish their laps before we call anything. But as of now, it seems pretty set, the qualifying orders.
Yeah, it looks like the 25 of Carlo Dorazio is bringing it into pit lane
Into the
as
pit
well.
lane. So that will
Yeah.
not be a competitive lap. And Gianmarco Silvestri, the 88 Ferrari, 488.
Yes. So a quick look here at our timing board here. We have 27 drivers within 5 seconds of each other on this track, which is incredibly impressive. It's such a technical track. To see such a small spread between everybody really shows that they're putting in the time to get better and get the season opener off with a good bang.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, they're setting some blazing times. It looks like Silvestri is diving into the pit lane for his qualifying lap, so that will indeed be our final qualifying order. Let us let's go on board with Matt Higgs, who has been graciously donating us a fast lap as a review of this fantastic track, Mount Panorama, real quick.
Hello everyone, welcome to a lap of Mount Panorama in the Audi R8 LMS. Brake at about 75, turn in, wait for the apex, get on the power, a little late there, but should be fine. Run through the gears, try to maximize as many as possible, rev them out. I try to brake in wheel this driveway here, show brake in a little bit, get on the power nice and early, run out wide, up to 4th, turn in, flat, brake, down to 1st, 2nd, 3rd, just should be flat here, small lift, my mistake, up to 4th, slight lift for this corner, down to 5th, lift as you turn in, lift to the middle of the corner, brake right there, turn in, throttle brake, more brake, turn in, brake short, over 2nd, 3rd, lift before the apex here and light brakes. Don't want to lock up, they're easy to do. Power nice and early. Now we go down the run down to the chase. Gotta get to 6 nice and early there because you can get an extra 2 kph. Nice and wide, cut in, brake about in between the 150 and 100. Mistake there, should be fine. I'll just blame it on Justin. Brake it about the 100-meter sign. And across the line.
And that is our lap review of Mount Panorama Circuit, this fantastic track with our current pole sitter and top qualifying man. I guess that's what pole sitter means, right? Matthew Higgs. So really quick, we're gonna review our qualifying order as it stands. We are actually not quite yet. We are
We'll go
really
over it
close to
once
race
this
start.
field calms down.
Yeah. We can see it right now. Matt Higgs starting first, John Archie on second, Brandon Baker third, Andrew Burke fourth, Albert Arjona fifth, running on our top 5. And as we cross this short formation lap, we are getting ready to go green and kick off this new series. And green. Here we go for round 1, the premier round of the ESR GTC 2016 Challenge. Immediately, David Nelson of the 442 Lamborghini gets a drive-through penalty for speeding on the start. That is not a great way to start this series, but it does happen. It does indeed happen. So as they come up,
There's so much going on right now. I'm breathtaking at just how close these all are. They all are.
I'm trying to analyze what's going on, and it is just absolutely nuts. We're going to stick with Matt Higgs at the start for a minute.
Absolutely. I'm making my way through our drone cam through the top here. We've got the likes of Dorazio getting around. It looks like one of the Astons is off pace in the rear of the field. Nearly collects, I believe that's Rachel Guerin. Yeah, that nearly collects Rachel Guerin, but looks like they kept it sorted and off the wall. No one is spun yet, no damage. So all looks well in that sense. It looks like everybody's sorted. They're making it out of Skyline for the first time and down through the S's single file.
Ooh, a little bit of a dive for Brandon Baker on John Archie into forced elbow. It ends up backing out. That's a smart choice. There'll be plenty of opportunities to go through that corner and get some time.
And Turcotte gets a nasty run out of elbow on Nelson, and he's already completed the pass by the time they go under the Amarok V6 sign. Let's see if the grunt of that BMW for Chris Stevenson proves to get him any extra positions here on lap 1.
Let us hope. We already were seeing a gap between the 9th place car of Brandon Stambuk and Dominic Turcotte. Looks like that battle with Nelson hasn't helped out that group. There's a gap appearing. We're getting our first of our mini splits.
Gianmarco Silvestri gets bumped into the chase, and unfortunately the Ryder Engineering Rex of Max Simmons collects him. It was a low-speed accident, so I think both of these cars will be okay to continue. No one else got gathered up in it, and they're both rolling off. So while that's unfortunate for Silvestri, you know, the contact between him and the McLaren, if you have a replay, go to it, and we can show the folks at home what happened.
Okay, I will see what happens.
In the meantime, we've got Jeff. You got that?
We only just were able to catch the tail end of that, but we do see Silvestri and Simmons spinning off. That is a shame.
Very unfortunate. That's okay, though. It's a very long race, so those kinds of mistakes aren't as costly as they would be in something like a sprint. You know, 90 minutes, you've got some time to get things worked out.
Absolutely.
While we were doing that early on, we saw the grunt of the V8 in the Jaguar just completely destroy Sean Kenny out of Hell Corner and going down into turn 2 and absolutely cleared him safe and sound. So he's moved up in the 7th. Brandon Baker is off pace going into Skyline. It looks like he's got it righted, but it was a very, very near situation with the field coming up to him so quickly.
We got a car. We got the number 4 car of Andrew Burke appearing to have some struggle in forced elbow. He has dropped a significant margin back from Baker just in the one lap. I wonder if he might have had some contact. I didn't get to see it, but it's certainly not out of the realm of possibility.
It's absolutely possible that that's the reason why Baker was slow, coming down into the S's.
Oh yeah, and Baker fell several spots, so he's now down to 6th.
Yeah, and if we could just go to the grunt of that V8 Jaguar next time he comes down Conrad, I'd love to see it. They're coming out of the chase now, but yeah. I think he's going to eat these cars alive down that straightaway. He's hitting probably the second fastest top speed, about 283 to 284 down that straightaway there.
Well, Alfredo Jeff in 7th place is certainly in his element with that Jaguar. He's been driving that in the GT Challenge ever since season 2, I believe, at least season 3, and he's been I'll say shockingly good in it. He's had some off moments. Definitely more of the loose cannon style of driver, but he's been very competitive, and I have no doubt that in this 2016 series he'll be able to put it to good use.
Yeah, we had a near off from Alex Sheen there. He went wide. He was wise. He used the runoff in the final corner there to get the car righted. A small bump of the wall, nothing major. His car's going to be fine to continue, and hopefully he'll make it to the pit window without any extra damage.
I should think so. I should think so. Meanwhile, the number 3 and 4 of Matt Higgs and John Archie are checking out. They've already gotten multiple seconds on Burke behind, which is no doubt partly the result of that struggle Burke had in the forced elbow a couple laps ago. But they are still pulling away. Looks like we're having some drama with the number 22 of Brandon Baker in 6th place. Oh, maybe the game was just freaking out. There was a temporary yellow that was flashed for a second, so I thought that was related to a spin. No such luck. We will, however, go on board-ish with Jeff.
Ah, yes, my favorite.
God, that V8 sounds wonderful.
The growl of it. It is such a mean car, and you can tell it's got a mean driver too, because Alonso Jeff has just the high beams blaring in the bright daylight, hoping to get a little glint off the rear view mirror and upset the vision of the driver in front of him. He's, charging through the field with that V8 horsepower.
Absolutely, and we see that looked like Baker or Kenny maybe gotten overtaken by. Oh no, that's just a fault of the.
Can we go to a replay of Larry Foster real quick before we lose it? He just had one heck of an outing there, going into the chase.
So coming up, this is Conrad Strait coming up into the chase.
Yes, sir. You're going to see he gets a tire off and he saves it. He does a pirouette and a half.
Whoa! He contacts the wall a little bit, almost hits an Aston Martin. Not entirely sure which car that is, but a fantastic save nonetheless.
It's probably the car of Bellotti. I believe Bellotti has the yellow wing mirrors, and Lugosi has the blue wing mirrors. Yes, I can confirm. Bellotti has the yellow wing mirrors on the Aston. And speaking of Astons, we've got some Aston on Aston violence here with Barker and Lugosi going at it, going through the cutting and all the way up through the 4 different park corners. And we'll see them if the draft makes much of a difference between these two cars, since they're just so powerful. I don't think these cars care about aero. I don't think it matters at all.
It's certainly possible. Well, this era is, no pun intended, a little light on the aero. And sorry, I'll escort myself out.
Yeah. Maybe we should call a bouncer.
But yes, they are certainly high on power, high on excitement, less traction oriented. They do still have traction control and interlock brakes and the like, but they are certainly more exciting. I mean, just look at that Jaguar up ahead, and you'll see no shortage of excitement going on.
Cars are extremely lively.
Also, shout out to that gorgeous sounding V12 Aston Martin.
Oh, it makes your ears bleed, but I love it.
In the best possible way, especially with these two. We've seen. Lugosi has
the inside. Very nice.
Very nice into the cutting. Excellent. That was beautiful.
Yeah, no contact there, and just behind him we see the groovy team cars of Boots and Guinion Racing, of Brandon Stanbrook and Chris Stevenson. That's a Pro-Am team with a gold and bronze driver, but you couldn't tell by how close the times they're running with each other.
They're extremely close, and I think that is the understatement of the century right there. I'm trying to remember, we did see a V12 Aston Martin show up at some point in another 3D a GT Challenge series in the past. Actually, that's getting really racy up front. 0.2 seconds between Matt Higgs and John Archie. Sorry, I had to interrupt myself.
Wow.
Higgs looks like he had a little bit of an oops in the cutting. Meanwhile, Javier Eugeni tries to make a move on Josh McLaughlin coming up into, I forget what turn 3 is called. Corey.
Yes.
Or turn 2, I meant. And Matt Higgs is able to hold off John Archie. But Javier Eugeni makes. Wait, no, he didn't make a pass. That's John Luca behind him. So he actually lost quite a bit of time in the cutting. But no doubt there'll be opportunity to have that come into play in the future again.
Yeah, and it looks like coming out of elbow, there's been a bit of a gap developed. There's some breathing room between Higgs and Archie. Higgs got a little bit tank slappy going down in the skyline, and I think Archie thought better of it and backed off and said, you know what? I'm running this guy ragged, and he's going to make a mistake, but I don't want to get collected in it. So he's doing the wise thing here. It's a 90-minute race. He's going to give him a little bit of a wide berth here because Higgs is known to be a bit of a wild card in terms of, it's an all or nothing Ricky Bobby attitude,
That's putting it lightly, I think. But it does make for some exciting racing action, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. And to cut to another one of our teams flying in formation, we've got Xavier Castaño Muniz and Albert Arjona running fourth and fifth here. Now, traditionally, Albert has been the
Flying in
quicker
formation?
driver of the two. What's that?
Flying in formation? There's only seen one car.
Albert,
There's some distance behind. Okay.
yeah,
there
they
we go.
were closer going on to the back. But traditionally Albert is the faster driver
Meanwhile,
of the
behind,
two.
sorry to interrupt you, but Jeff dips a couple of tires off in Hell Corner and gets really squirrely, almost collects Sean Kenny behind, and he's now got a disadvantage into this straight. Can he hold him off?
I think he will.
It looks
He's
like
running
it.
a little bit wide in Quarry, though.
Oh,
That's no
Quarry
good.
is gonna be. He's getting sideways a little bit. This is sketchy. Let's hop on board with Sean Kenny real quick.
Yeah, that has bottled up the back of our top 10 here. They're on top of each other. You could fit them inside a shoebox.
Well, really, this the sixth place led by Jeff has had a big train going for a while. That Jag just struggles in the the Skyline region, as you might guess. So it kind of collects some cars. As you can see, going through McFinley Park, it is struggling. And we got Brandon Baker right behind Sean Kenny. I believe they're teammates. And well, he had a little bit of a look, but it wasn't. It might have just been unintentional. Oh, getting really close.
Rachel Guerin spun. Looks like she managed to keep it mostly off the wall, but she got spun coming over. Oh, this is going to be dicey. We've got Max Simmons. That's a dangerous rejoin. Did they make it by? Yes, Larry makes it by, and so does Max Simmons.
We're gonna have replay of that, I think.
Yeah, and she's still a bit off pace. Thomas Biglino is coming up behind her into the S's here, followed by Alex Shine.
Rachel Guerin in that McLaren 650S gets really unstable. Luckily, doesn't collect anyone, but we're gonna maybe see evidence of that sketchy rejoin. I mean, sadly, there's no way to make that good.
No, it's not, but I think she did the right thing. Once she realized she was on track in a bad spot, she just held her position and let them file around her carefully. No one went off, no one spun. And from the looks of things here, I'm trying to get eyes. I got my binoculars out here. I don't see any damage on the front of her car. That's going to be anything to write home about. So hopefully she can make it through the rest of this pit window before the pit window opens without any problems.
She took a decent-sized hit. It looks like Jeff might have also taken a hit. His car does not look happy. He's now in 11th as well, so there might have been some issues. Let's go back and see if we can get a replay of that.
Oh, yes, I see.
Coming through hell. Yep, the same thing as last time. Comes through hell, hits a massive hit on the inside. Oh, that was not a good hit for Jeff, so he's going to fall. I mean, he already has. You see the twin Bentleys behind.
Luckily, this car has enough grunt to overcome the aero problems that he's going to have down the straightaway. You know, that extra
I'm worried
drag.
about his steering.
Oh, I'm worried about how close they're getting up to him now, going through McPhillamy here.
We got
boy.
He was able to hold up the Bentleys of Butler and Stambuk. Oh, and the BMWs of Stambuk and Stevenson behind.
Yeah,
that's not a great sight.
Skyline.
Not a great sight at all. I mean, what else can you do, right?
I mean, he's got to go into recovery mode here. He's going to get walked on the straight with all that damage. There's just no way about it. And I think he's got to go into recovery mode. Unfortunately, pit window doesn't open for another 20 minutes. Oh, no, yes, 20 minutes. So I think he's going to get past here. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. Although, ironically, that Bentley has some of the worst grunt in the field. I think it only does 275 on a good day.
You got the twin BMWs, yeah, yep, and Butler gets by without too much a hitch.
Yeah, and
And
we
now
see
Brandon Stanbuck
getting
is
on
going to
the
have a choice.
flashers.
How does I believe the BMW is one of the faster cars, but I don't think it can match the Jaguar in terms of straight line pace. Am I correct?
Well, the BMW has a little bit more top end if the straight is infinite, and the Jaguar has a little bit more acceleration. So I think the torque of the Jaguar is going to help him get out of the hole a little bit quicker before that arrow becomes too much of a factor.
Certainly
We
a
will see some
possibility.
differences coming down the Conrad Straight, especially with just how much speed these BMWs have. I do know that Brandon had a little bit of a lick on the wall himself early in the race. Nothing serious, but of course it might be. Yeah, we see the difference here in straight line speed from the arrow, as he
We
just
see.
makes it look easy.
We see now. We see. Go back a little bit, and David Nelson, who has had the struggles at the beginning with that drive-through penalty, is getting very racy with Cliff Hemian, overtaking him at a hell corner. But Cliff isn't letting him quite have it. I mean, he doesn't really have much of a choice. Like you said, that Bentley is, I wouldn't say a dog, but it doesn't have the raw pace. We also have John Marco Silvestri getting really wide into Murray corner. Or Corey, my bad. Corey.
Murray is the last corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I will say that's one hell of a recovery for Nelson. It just goes to show you how short pit lane really is here. Because if
Absolutely.
that was a drive-through at something like Spa, you're going a lap down
Oh,
almost.
you're toast. Yeah, Spa, or yeah, especially Spa. Spa's probably the worst, I would think, right?
Absolutely. Maybe Suzuka.
Suzuka's pretty brutal, but Spa is on a whole other level, I think.
If we could go back to our leaders, the gap between Archie and Higgs has closed to the point
Point
now
two.
where they're on top of each other.
Hot.
They are. I think we're going to see this pattern play out for the entire season.
I think so. I'm gonna actually pop back. We got a big battle again with Jeff. Chris Stevenson overtaking on the Conrad, I believe that is. And there's a whole that train only gets larger and larger. So Chris Stevenson is the second one to get by after Brandon Stanbuck. Looks like Josh McLaughlin is
Whoa,
gonna
late
dive.
Sen.
Oh, very late send. We didn't get the ideal camera angle of that, and it looks like is that Eugenie
Eugenie is
is
going
also
through
gonna
as
have a
well.
run.
Yeah.
Jeff just getting kicked to the curb. I mean, what choice does he have?
Oh,
He's
and one of
trying to be as
the
competitive as possible. Oh, he gets a little bit of a tap from DeLuca. I don't know what he's trying to do here. Belauti is going to have a move as well. I think Jeff is going to have to just cool it a little bit. If he's going to salvage this race at all, he needs to... What was that?
Well, you know what? It's a really long race, and we
Sorry.
did.
Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what... We had an audio error for a second. No doubt it blew out your eardrums. I wish I could have warned you about that. ACC's done that once or twice in the past, and we're not entirely sure. It sounds like a gunshot. Sorry, sadly there's nothing we can do there. That's ACC's thing. Anyhow, Justin, you were saying?
I was just saying, we did some math on this the other day, and given just how deadly this track is and how long the race is, we said something like you would need the pit window to be something like 30 minutes away, and you'd have to have more than 2 seconds of damage for it to be worth it to stop and repair. Because a
Yeah.
pit stop here with 30 seconds of, and if you don't take tires and you just repair the damage, you're looking at a 60-second stop for 30 seconds of damage because for the entirety of it, getting into pit lane, getting out of your pit box, and so on. So I
We have
don't think we have a car.
Brandon
Oh no,
Baker.
that's Brandon Baker off at the top of Skyline. I don't know how he's going to get
We're
out
not.
of there safely. He needs
We're
to
not.
stop rolling down that hill. He needs to stop rolling
Oh
down that
wow.
hill.
We're gonna have a quick replay as he figures this out.
He's
Yep.
stuck here for quite
Just
some
gets out of
time.
Skyline and noses in. Oh, almost collects. I believe that's Legoshi.
Don't go yet, Baker. Oh boy, there's a racing happening here. He's stuck for the whole train.
That is not an ideal position to be in. At
No,
all.
he is in the worst spot possible. Now he's got a free track to go. He needs to go now. And yeah, he's gonna take his lick. He's got to take a 3-point turn here, but he's got about a 30-second window. So hopefully he can get this righted.
Oh, now he's sitting
Unfortunate.
sideways. He has some time.
Yeah, he does have about another 30 seconds here. Hopefully he doesn't have any damaged suspension, but it looks like there's no way he doesn't. Yeah, he scrapes along the wall here. He needs to be extremely careful about the way he returns to the pits here because the leaders will probably catch him down Conrad at this pace.
Oh, definitely. If you have a hit like that, you're instantly in recovery mode. The number 2 spun. John Archie has spun. Coming into, is that the cutting?
No, that's at Solman Park.
Solman Park. Let's get a little replay of that, shall we?
He got it righted. He found a small gap in time, but he's stuck on the grass here. Whoa, he's gonna
So
rejoin
fighting.
behind Sean Kenny. He takes another lick in the wall to make it safe. Continue. I'm sorry.
Oh, he just goes extra wide. No, I was analyzing. He just goes extra wide and has it destabilizes the car. Now he was stuck there for quite some time. That is disastrous for John Archie.
And he's going at such a slow pace here. He must have steering damage. He is extremely slow down into Skyline. That might be his race done here today. He's gonna have some serious problems. Yeah, he's gonna have to go back to the pits here. I'm gonna see if I can get an idea. Yeah, he broke his right front suspension. It's completely gone.
Oh no. That
Yep.
is not what you wanted to hear, and especially you didn't expect that to happen at that time. Oh, we got Javier Eugeni and Josh McLaughlin having problems. Right after Skyline, Josh McLaughlin got a little bit sideways and caused a little traffic jam. It didn't cause any damage that I could see. But that allows Eugeni and possibly DeLuca. Yep, DeLuca's by as well.
And if an Archie is limping his way down still to pit lane, his lights are disconnecting, they're blinking, they're flashing, and I don't think that's his fault. He's in through the chase.
He took a nasty hit. And Josh McLaughlin goes off in the chase, ceding another position. That's to Bellotti, Arthur Bellotti behind.
Yes, and Archie trying to get it stopped going into pit lane. The car is pulling to the right so hard because that suspension is gone.
Well, it's all about salvaging at this point.
I think he can still have a fantastic race here. He's still on for a top 10 if everything goes right and he comes out of that pit moving. He just has to be really careful because, you know, replacing suspension parts like that and getting the alignment right is not an exact science in an endurance scenario.
No, not at all. And Jeff continues to have trouble fighting that Jaguar, which is heavily damaged, coming into Hell Corner. He's actually causing a battle between Cliff Hemian and Gianmarco Silvestri behind. They're trying to get through, but that Jag just proves to be problematic in the straights. Looks like Hemian is able to get by, but Jeff slots in behind, causing trouble for Silvestri behind him.
I mean, technically he's still on the lead lap, and this is for position, so, you know, he is allowed to do what he's going to do. He hasn't shown the meatball. Ooh, they're getting side by side here.
They're very side by side, right as I switch cameras,
and
of course.
Silvestri clips the wall.
Oh no! Whoa, that's close. Very
racy. Silvestri probably should have thought the better part of that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And now Simmons is catching behind.
Yeah, now I think Silvestri's really impatient. I don't blame him. This car is wounded, and it's hemorrhaging time for everyone that comes up to it. It's stacking the field up. So good for the people way back. Whoa, they're checking up. Everyone's getting real nervous going around him here.
As they should be. Oh man. Wild card Jeff fighting even wilder card Silvestri with a stricken car and a train behind.
And there he goes.
Oh,
they make it through without any contact.
Oh my gosh.
Woo.
That was stressful. I think I'm gonna need to up my blood pressure medications.
Oh my god. Okay.
All right, that's over.
Give me an old priest and a young priest.
Right. Wow. Okay, so that is the biggest battle we've seen so far. Everything's a little bit dissolving. We got the 19th place car of Hemian. That's what we're currently kind of watching. That's the current biggest battle. So why don't we pop in and do a little quickie analysis of our top qualifiers versus where they are now. So we can see our qualifying order: Matt Higgs, John Archie obviously following. Baker has also taken a tumble into 8th place. We're looking at the likes of Jeff, who no doubt because of that accident has had problems. Max Simmons is actually making a good drive. He's up into 20th place. Out from 23rd, as we can see. Rachel Guerin with a fantastic run so far, but still struggling against the tide here, maintaining a net zero of 22nd place. And it's you know, as you can expect, it's been a big shuffle just with all the drama at Bathurst. I mean, kind of what did you expect, right? But
oh yeah,
this is how it goes.
Now,
Dominic Turcotte making a fantastic run from 13th into 6th. Kenny gaining a couple positions as well, and Javier Castaño Muñoz jumping from 6th to 3rd.
And just a quick note here, someone needs to go get that pit crew a raise for Baker. He managed to get out of the pits, and he's only 1 lap down.
Wow, that's astonishing. With all that damage on that car.
He managed to get out of the pits 1 lap down, and his teammate, Matt Higgs, passed him going down on Conrad last lap. So we're in a situation now where he's technically just flicked over to being 2 laps down, but what an incredible job to get that car back put together.
Ooh, James Butler versus Chris Stevenson, getting real racy in the chase. And also having a look at Gianmarco Silvestri and Max Simmons.
Now remember,
oh no,
Simmons
Larry Foster and Simmons.
Oh, I was going to say Simmons is the teammate of Chris Stevenson and Chris Stevenson and Brandon Stanbook. You got to remember, even though they're different cars, you know, some teams out here, they can't afford to bring all the same brand new spanking models. And, you know, it is 2016 right now after all. So these BMWs are hot off the press. They're a hot commodity. And, you know, they had to recycle one of the old Rex cars and bring it out here so that Max could get himself a ride. And he's killing it out there today, considering he's in hardware that's 5 or 6 years older than anything else on the track.
Yeah, well, if I remember correctly, the Rex is one of the fastest cars in all of Assetto Corsa Competizione, in the straight line at least. Am I correct on that?
Absolutely. That car has the V10 power of the Lamborghini Gallardo. So, and it screams and it sounds beautiful and it's visceral. But being the age of the car, it does lack a strong ABS system. And it also lacks a very strong aero package. So if you look at the front of the car, you notice that it looks about as close to a stock Gallardo as possible.
Just a little bit of canards, and that's all you get.
Yep. Go racing.
Have fun. Meanwhile, we have another battle between Arthur Bellotti versus, I believe that's, no, Josh McLaughlin behind and David Nelson behind him. So this is going to be an interesting battle, I think.
Absolutely.
Whoa, Bellotti gets really squirrely on the exit of Forest Elbow.
The sad thing is you're going to see that even with that mishap there, he's going to have enough grunt to get away with it this lap. Although it might not help him going through, because this is where he gains all his lap time in that car. It is a straight line monster.
The V12 Aston Martin, 6 liters of absolute screaming fury. And that's kind of the name of the game for a lot of these 2016 cars. I mean, you know, they're state of the art, and look at that pace he just puts in front of Josh McLaughlin. I mean, McLaughlin, no doubt that McLaughlin might have had a mistake in the chase there, but the pure pace is astonishing. Look at that.
It looks like Jeff is coming out of the pits here. He thought better of it. Maybe he had another bump or bruise, and he said, you know what? I'm just going to get the pit in now. I'm going to get the damage fixed up, and I'll take the mandatory pit stop when it comes. So, unfortunate for Jeff. He was only 7 minutes out, and at that point, it might be worth it. But believe it or not,
David Nelson.
We have an accident in Forest Elbow. Huge hit between Alex Shine and Gianmarco Luca De Luca. Alex Shine sideways in the racetrack. He needs to get that car moving, or he needs to get out of the way. The leaders are, oh my goodness, the leaders are diving between everybody. Alex, what are you doing? Get out of your car. Oh my God, one of our leaders is destroyed now.
We're gonna have a replay of this. Sadly, we couldn't get a long enough replay to get the entire story, but we're gonna see Alex Shine. Oh wow, yeah, in the middle of the track indeed. Oh yeah, he's just sitting sideways. Everyone's weaving. Oh man, yeah. Oh, the hard hit between I believe that's Turcotte. There's a lot of drama going on. Oh, that is not good.
Unfortunately, that collected Albert Arjona.
Oh no.
And Albert Arjona is going to dive into pit lane and take his pit now. He's got too much damage to make. This is shades of what happened to me here 3 seasons ago. Exactly.
Yeah,
Same corner.
I'm having a
same incident,
flashback.
same car. Oh my goodness. Whew, call a doctor.
Absolutely insane. It could have just been a lapse either in judgment or there could have been a lag issue. Oh man, that the Audi ahead of I believe that's I'm not entirely is that Kenny maybe? I'm not entirely
There,
sure who that is.
he was holding his brake to let
Baker.
everyone file through because in the drivers meeting there was a call to hold your brake and if you spin and let them file through. But unfortunately, when it was time for him to go, he just sat there.
Yeah.
So you know, it's unfortunate what happened. I think Albert can still recover to have a reasonable race. He won't go a lap down, but it is very disappointing that had to happen the way it did.
Meanwhile, jumping in, Gianluca De Luca is sideways on track just prior to Murray's corner. Looks like he got a little bit wide out of the chase. Sadly, we
DeLuca
don't
is
have.
stuck here coming off the chase. He needs to get into pit lane, but he has a lot of damage after that big hit.
This Ferrari does not look good.
No, he needs to get into pit lane. The car
Coming
is
back
so
up,
damaged.
Arthur Belotti is still engaged with David Nelson. 2 or 3 laps in a row. I think this is lap 3 in a row that they've been neck and neck. Javier Eugeni is they're actually reeling him in somehow. I'm not entirely sure how that works. Oh no, Nelson was fighting McLaughlin a couple of laps ago. So David Nelson making fantastic pace, catching up to Arthur Belotti in just a couple of laps. He's got some strategy figured out.
And Albert Arjona is getting released from the pit lane now. Not sure if he's waiting for the lead car to come by, if he has an issue. He's parked at the end of pit lane. I'm not sure what's going on.
Is he waiting for an out?
No, he's clear to go. His rain light is on. His car is parked. Is it out of fuel? Did he stall? There he goes.
It's possible. Again, Max Simmons and Larry Foster.
No, it looks like Albert Arjona's race might be over. It didn't repair his suspension.
Oh no, was the setup not correct? Or
No,
did it just declare it not fixable?
I might have declared it unfixable.
Oh no. What a tragedy. Yeah, he's limping along the side there. He's trying to do something. Not sure what's going through his mind right now, but it is not a great. It doesn't look great, I'll put it that way.
No, I'm not sure how he's gonna make it. I think he's trying to make it back to the pits here.
Well, I don't know what can be done. Josh McLaughlin making a
Yeah,
pass.
he's deciding the better of it. I think he's gonna take the toe. And
Probably
that
a
is
smart
not a
idea.
good start to the season for Albert Arjona. I'm not sure what's going on.
Not at all.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
takes the
Arjona,
toe. Very unfortunate.
I mean, season after season past, Arjona has been dominant. Well, maybe not dominant, but he's been very consistent, very solid in the top 10 at least, and if I remember correctly, also in the top 5 in a lot of times. But sadly, the lady luck will find us all at some point, I suppose. Oh, David Nelson goes sliding through McPhillamy Park, recovers it. What a beautiful recovery. And sadly, he has to let Arthur Belotti and Josh McLaughlin by.
He's
And
gonna let
also
Carlo
it's like Carlo
Durazio through too.
Durazio. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, I think of all the things that could have happened, that was probably the best sort of result that he could have asked for. I think. Obviously, you don't want to spin at all, but Dave Nelson should be teaching a spin class, I think. That Lamborghini sure can dance, it looks like. Okay, with that battle dissolving, let's take another look at the Max Simmons Larry Foster battle. Oh, as we do that, Larry Foster gets a really sideways enforced elbow, recovers it, akin to David Nelson. Allows Max Simmons to have some extra breathing room. Maybe he can fight with Gianmarco Silvestri up front. Max Simmons now in 18th place. Does the casualties mount? Our thoughts and prayers go out to Albert Arjona, who's again back in the pits, Gianluca De Luca as well, Brandon Baker, and Alex Shine. Alex Shine is retired, and I believe so is Baker and DeLuca. Not sure about Arjona. It seems likely, judging by the severity of the damage, that wasn't apparently able to be repaired.
Yeah, it looks like Brandon Baker might have had a similar issue with his steering not being able to be repaired, because it looks like he's pulled into the pits and he might be calling it quits.
Well, he's 4 laps behind Gianluca DeLuca ahead, so I would assume so. It's possible, but not very likely that he'll be returning. Meanwhile, David Nelson can't escape controversy today, trying to claw back his time for Carlo D'Orazio as the pit window opens. So as usual, drivers must take a full complement of tires on their pit stop. I imagine they'll do fuel as well, because there's basically no... Whoa, David Nelson again through McPhillamy Park! Another beautiful save, though. Actually, that wasn't McPhillamy. It was the one right before it, but I don't know the name of that turn. Webb, like I said, beautiful save. Kept it off the walls. His tires have to be hurting. I wonder if he's going to pit next.
I think he overheated the tires with the first spin, and then going into the second spin, or going into it next lap, the grip wasn't there anymore. They're just, he's got to back it down a bit and let him come back to him. He might take a pit now and just deal with it, and hope to baby the next set.
I think the timing is probably as good as it could be. I would recommend taking a pit. I mean, if he feels like it's there, there's certainly a possibility he could.
We've got some Lambo on Lambo violence right now with Larry Foster and the rider engineering Giardo of Max Simmons. Max putting it in 18th place right now. And I don't know how, but Larry is up underneath the fastest straight line car in the series.
Well, he had a great run out of Forest Elbow. We kind of saw as we switched there. Also, perfect time on your call, Justin. We switched cameras right as you mentioned it. Chris Stevenson, the first person to dive into the pits for their mandatory pit stop. Because as we saw just a couple of laps ago, Max Simmons had put a huge amount of distance between him and Larry Foster behind, and was actually making it well on his way to catching up to Gianmarco Silvestri ahead. Although it looks like that might just be Larry Foster putting down some badass laps, because Gianmarco Silvestri is actually not any farther ahead than he used to be. He's 2.3 seconds. So, shout out to Larry Foster, I suppose. He didn't quite have the pace in the Academy race this morning, but I guess he just had his priorities straight. Right now, this is our hot spot. We got dual battles between Max Simmons and Larry Foster for 18th, and Gianmarco Silvestri and Cliff Hemian for 16th now. Nope, 15th.
It looks like the pit strategy of Stanbook and Chris Stevenson. It looks like they were talking about it earlier in the pre-race that they had a pure team-based plan here, maybe some Ferrari orders, who knows. But I'm getting the feeling, judging by how quickly Christopher dove into the pits, that Brandon is going to stay out and run to the end here, and they're going to split their strategy in half.
It seems like it. Side note, Rachel Guerin, Tommaso Bino, Max Simmons getting really racy with Larry Foster through Skyline as they come into Forest Elbow. I do have to say, Max Simmons' triumphant return to the GT Challenge after having a couple of seasons off, or one season off rather, is been pretty good. He's been pretty excellent in that rider engineering Lamborghini, which even in this class is not ultra competitive.
No, it's as competitive as it's ever going to be.
Yeah, Rachel Guerin and Tommaso Bino serving their pit stops. Dominic Turcotte in 6th as well, diving in.
Ooh, Larry hits the curb wrong and his car darts off to the right. He gets it back under control without any issues.
I was just going to mention he ends up not having too much issues other than the lost time and perhaps a little bit of flat spotting or overheating. He might go into the pits, and it looks like he is.
So while it's not all doom and gloom for the EBM AXRT Porsches of Xavier, Wesley, and Albert. While I don't know exactly where Wesley is, he might be sleeping on the job, but Albert's race may be over, and they were looking at maybe a 3-4 or a 3-5 or a 4th and 5th finish here. Xavier, this is one of his best tracks, and he's holding on to a strong 3rd right now. He's got a 11-second gap on 3rd place, and this is before the pit cycle. So if he's a master of pit strategy, by the way. This guy, when I raced with him, let me tell you, it didn't matter how much of a gap I had on him. I'd come out of the pits, he'd come out of the pits, and he'd double the gap on me on pit road by itself. I don't know how he does
Wow.
it. He is that good when it comes to pit
That's
strategy.
astonishing. Looks like Gianluca De Luca is actually getting out of the pits. So he's found the resolve or the repairs or something to get back out there.
No, Gianluca De Luca is heading directly back into the pits right now. He's completing his mandatory stop. So he went out, come back in, get the mandatory stop, and he's gonna go. Now, what's puzzling for me,
But what I thought we had declared him a
a scratch.
yeah.
I thought so for sure. And what's strange is they were able to get his steering parts fixed, whereas Albert was not. I'm not sure what the problem is.
There might be some extraordinary problems you might be experiencing here. It's certainly possible. We've seen our fair share of TKOs by wheel or pedals or whatever.
Yeah, unfortunately, last season he was fighting for the championship, and at the start of the last race, he had wheel failure, and so he didn't have an upshifter anymore. So that was it. That was his race, done and dusted. There's nothing you can do about it, and that was it. Luckily, he had enough of a buffer from his scratch results that he still managed to finish second overall. But it was a very sad day. It was his worst result of the season. He had finished top 5 in every single race up to that point.
Yes, indeed. That is pretty much the life and times of Gianluca De Luca. I mean, we see this kind of story pop up every so often. Maybe it's just the curse of people whose names begin with Jean, because Jean-Marc Silvestri has also had similar-ish troubles in the past. Not quite as prolific as De Luca, but definitely present.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um, Looking at the onboards here through some of the cameras and flicking through, it looks like Butler is doing well to hold on to what he has. We've got a yellow flag in the S's. Larry Foster is backwards in the S's.
oh, he couldn't hold on to the battle with Max Simmons any longer. Let's maybe get a replay of that.
And now Larry is
Oh,
going to struggle to find a gap.
and
Oh
that's a
no, he's perfectly
terrible.
sideways. He gets it in reverse. And Nelson's gets by with Carlo Dorazio. He's got a gap here. Oh no. Oh boy. Okay, Silvestri gets by safely.
Not the most helpful replay of all time, but unfortunately we can't stop it after we've started one. So we're in this hell together. All right.
Unfortunate. Woo. Well,
Looks like he
while that was
collected it
going
back up
on,
almost exactly a lap behind where he was. Max Simmons is there. Hello.
yeah, and I can't help but think that was cold tires biting him because he just completed his pit stop.
Looks like Carlo Dorazio had a spin in the chase. He was fighting with Max Simmons, but immediately as we switched to him and brought up the qualifying order just to analyze again,
David Nelson is off in the chase as well as Lariat. I'm wondering if there's some fluid on the track there. It seems like just all types of calamity.
oh, and David Nelson, they came together in at the end of the Conrad there.
That is unfortunate. But it looks like
Indeed.
they've got it gathered.
Doesn't look like there's too much damage. There was minimal wall contact, so that's good.
All right, and as we cycle through these pit stops here, it's hard to tell what's going on, but it looks like none of our our main leaders, none of them have pit yet. The only cars I know that were inside or thereabouts of the top 10 that have pit are Turcotte and Stevenson, and those are 16th and 18th right now, respectively. So
Yeah,
our top
definitely.
10 to 20 cars are all still waiting to complete their pit stop. They've got another 11 minutes and 20 seconds to do so. So about 4.5 or 5 laps.
So Larry Foster currently engaged with, it's going to take me a second here, Carlo Dorazio, David Nelson, James Butler, that crowd. Oh, just kidding, not James Butler. James Butler's in the pits. My timing sheet lies.
Yeah, the timing updates.
Oh, Larry Foster spinning through McPhillamy, or the corner right before.
Okay, luckily this time he's on pavement and he's all by himself, so he can get it righted.
Barely taps the wall. Doesn't look like there's any lasting damage.
And we knew this section was going to be treacherous, especially coming back on. You're used to a light fuel load, and all of a sudden you've got a nice heavy load of fuel in the car because they have to be able to make it the rest of the way. So it might not be behaving very well for him.
So David Nelson doing battle with Dominic Turcotte? What? No, it's Carlo Durazio ahead. Why? We just looked at Carlo and it was... Oh, that must be a different car. Must be lap traffic. My apologies.
Well, you know, as the pit cycles roll through and some people stay out, some people are down a lap, some people have had some issues and some damage. We notice things play out differently as it goes.
Oh, wow! Dominic Turcotte with a hell of a dive into the chase. David Nelson looked like he saw it coming and dodged to avoid a collision. And it ended up not being a thing. That was sketchy, but it looks like there was no harm, no foul. Dominic Turcotte gets the advantage. Of course, Turcotte is also several sectors ahead. He's already served his pit, and David Nelson now just dives into the pits. I think he's had enough.
Oh yeah, sometimes you just want to get out there by yourself.
He's had his fair share of drama today.
Now, something to take note of here: if Higgs decides to go to the wire and not and complete his pit at the last possible moment, the last possible lap, there's a chance that he goes wire to wire and denies every other driver an opportunity to lead a lap during the cycle, because any driver that leads a lap gets a bonus point. Exactly.
Yeah.
So if he pits at the last possible moment and goes wire to wire on top of that, I don't believe any drivers will have the opportunity to lead a lap. It depends. Depends on where his pit box is.
There's indeed a lot of depending.
I'll tell you what, after
sounds like an adult diaper commercial, all this depends.
I was going to say, after watching this race, I need one. Call them up quick. They got extra absorbent with wings.
Right? The extra Luxo ones.
Oh my goodness.
Good thing we're out of this emergency thing. Oh, we got number 21, Larry Foster spinning again. Nick McPhilmy, he teleports back to the pits and he gets a tow. I shouldn't say teleport.
Yeah.
That we can't do that. We had another battle, but I lost it. Chris Stevenson, it looks like, and John Archie, perhaps. Yes.
Yes.
No. Yes.
And now, yes, it is.
But this is not. This is for position, but only technically, because Archie has not pit yet, and Stevenson has.
Correct.
So this is technically for position, but not really.
Precisely. And Matt Higgs pulls into the pits right now, so we are going to have there will be an opportunity for other cars to lead laps here, and he's giving up some points if he's trying to put a stranglehold on it.
Yeah.
And as long as Xavier Castano doesn't pit here, he could complete a lap and get and he is staying out. He's going for that point for leading a lap, and his team's going to need that.
Well, especially he's teams with Arjona, I believe, correct?
Yes, sir.
Actually, now's a good time to go over our team breakdown.
It is.
So we currently have Barwell Motorsports with John Archie, Larry. And this is our pro category, by the way. Barwell Motorsports with John Archie, Larry Foster, and David Nelson in the Lamborghinis. The Audi WRT Belgian Club with Brandon Baker, Matt Higgs, and Sean Kenny setting up well in this first race. Team AXRT Motorsports, frequenters of the GT Challenge, Albert Arjona, Wesley Stokes, and Javier Castaño Munoz. And the Porsches. Hub Auto Corsa, Element of Speed is what EOS stands for, if I remember correctly. Can we get confirmation on that?
Not
a big deal.
Good question.
EOS, but Carlo Durazio, Gianluca De Luca, not having a great race so far. Of note, this driver championship rankings is currently invalid. It's just a list, as this is the first race. Also, we see, I believe it's John Archie going by Chris Stevenson. Oh, why are they fighting? Oh, and they take each other out into quarry. They stay off the wall. Wow, this is miracle mile. We've had so many, I mean, obviously we have had some accidents that result in damage, but we've had so many accidents today that just end up working out with no damage. Chris Stevenson ends up in front, but not like it matters. Again, he has pitted, whereas John Archie has not.
I will say this much. If the only spectacular accident involving more than a self caused spin, like the only innocent bystander, so to speak, is the accident at the bottom of elbow. I understand. It is a blind corner. You're flat on the gas well before you come around the apex. There's a car stopped on the track. I get it. It happens. If that's the only one, then I think that's a success for Bathurst.
I would agree. I think it is very. I mean, Bathurst is well known for its challenging demeanor. The huge grade, all of the tight corners and the hill, stuff like that. And I mean, yeah, it's they. I do not envy the guys who race V8 supercars in this track.
No.
For many reasons, that being one of them. Of note, I almost forgot. Max Simmons is maybe also going for that. No, he can't go for the leading a lap point. He's too far behind. But he's trying to retake his crown as the latest pitter, I
Yeah,
believe.
and Xavier did complete the lap. His pit box is past the start finish line, so
Ooh,
he did get the
that's
point.
devious.
And guess who might be the next driver to lead a lap? Lugosi
Lugosi.
in the Aston Martin, and he hasn't completed his pit stop yet, but that doesn't matter. As long as he gets the first place forward position on track when he crosses that stripe, he will have earned a point, and that is going to be huge because as you get further down in the running order, the
1
bonus
point can
points
make a
matters
huge
more.
difference. Yeah, sorry.
We
I
need
kinda
to go to
interrupted you.
Conrad Straight right now. I'm sorry.
Yep,
We have the
Max Simmons
side
versus
by.
John Barker. We were already there.
Oh boy.
I was seeing this coming. Ooh, dive? Nope. He just gets a little weird. Oh no, he does dive.
Wow, side by side. Oh, it makes me smile.
It's so good. I love these two cars. Wow, what a run! Max Simmons. I don't mean to mince words, but gets absolutely obliterated. Oh, and Barker has a squirrely moment in Hell Corner. A Murray Corner.
Murray
Sorry,
corner
that's the
going
last
down in
one.
the hell side by side. Max thinks
Going
better of it.
going down into hell side by side. That should be a Metallica
Absolutely, that's
song.
beautiful.
Let's hop on board real quick.
Gianmarco Silvestri appears to have some problems. He is slow. He is very slow going down Conrad. Yeah, it looks like he got bit by the elbow.
It seems it.
And,
Well, now that Max Simmons approaches,
oh,
going really hairy into the chase. That's what that huge gravel trap is for.
now the good news is there's no one behind him, so he can just rejoin and keep his pace. And lucky for him, he hasn't completed his mandatory stop yet, so he can get get pitted, get this damage fixed. And it's not an additional pit stop. Ooh, he's coming in really hot in the pit lane. I hope he makes it with that damage. Of course he does. He's an expert. He's flying the Ferrari.
Ferrari.
And Lugosi gets a point for leading a lap.
We had a tense moment with Brandon Stambuk and Dominic Turcotte. Unfortunately, I wasn't quick enough to notice, to get the camera on it, unfortunately, but it was very tense for a second there. It looks like Silvestri is... Nope, that's not... Nope. McLaughlin, I misread the timing sheet, is doing battle right now with James Butler and not Javier Eugeni. That is a lapped car. Never mind, I thought that was more exciting.
No, that's Bellotti behind him. This is all three cars for position.
Oh, Bellotti behind you. Okay, that's right.
Yes, the yellow wing mirrors. Now I have some data for you. You can run through this and think about what you will. Maybe you can add to this. I happen to know that a perfect pit stop here with a 30-second tire change will cost you roughly 55 seconds. And that's if you bang it out perfectly. More pit stops are closer to 60 seconds here. Where do you think Lugosi is going to come out? Or even Max Simmons, since they've gone for this huge overcut?
Ooh, I don't know. Max Simmons is in the pits, however.
Lugosi, by the way, this overcut couldn't have worked out any better for him because he has had nothing but clear track this entire race. So here he is. He has to remember to take his pit stop here, or else he
Josh McLaughlin. Sorry to interrupt. Josh McLaughlin with a hard pass on the Conrad straight. And the cameraman is having a stroke. And he gets it done, but goes really wide, sliding into the chase. Ooh, almost clips Butler. and Bellotti gets by as well. And it looks like he stalled the car right on the racing line, but he gets it started and is out of here.
Yeah, he's got just enough time to get her started and go. Very tight. Now, Cliff Hemian here has to dive out and take his pit stop. Hopefully he remembers. He
This is
does
our
not
last
remember.
opportunity. Oh. Oh no, Cliff Hemian. Oh, that's going to be a hefty penalty. What is it, 90 seconds?
I believe the auto penalty will be a 90 penalty. So yeah, it'll be a 90. He won't be able to make it on fuel. He has to take a pit stop here.
So it's just going to be...
Unless he made the calculated risk that he had maybe he had damage and he pitted before his pit window and said, you know what, the hell with it, I'm not taking 2 pit stops.
Ooh, Chris Stevenson getting
racy into there. He might have just took the calculated risk and said, I would rather get a 90-second penalty than pit twice.
It could be.
I mean, you're within your right to do that.
I mean,
it won't black flag you from the race, but you will get a penalty.
We have seen stranger things happen in the past.
I will say,
not many, but they exist.
That's a crafty choice because if you do the maths, yeah, it might be faster.
So the 2 chunkiest cars in the race doing battle, Cliff Hemian and Chris Stevenson. I don't know why it said his name like that. This is not for position, maybe.
Let's say, does Chris have a nickname by any chance?
Not that I know of.
I thought there was someone that we knew called him something. You know, we'll have to look into the archives for that one. I think we've got some nicknames for these drivers hidden away, like Alex Shiny Boy Sheen.
Alex,
and,
yep.
You know, there's a few good ones. You know, Max Danger Simmons. You know, there's some good nicknames in the field.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I keep calling Max Simmons by his real name. He wants me to. He's well known for wanting to be called the wrong name. I haven't done that in a long time because he hasn't been in a race in a long time. Therefore, it's not my fault.
Because the name is the name on the car.
Bummer.
So where is Legoshi now? Wow. Can we talk about that strategy? He comes out in 4th place.
What a move. And we don't get to look at it, but he is doing battle right now with a lapped car. That is a Ferrari, I believe.
That's got to be Carlo Durazio.
Oh,
gives him the flashers, gets by, all is well.
Yep.
I can't help but start singing when I hear this car go by. You hear my voice just.
And Larry Foster spins again. This time in the cutting. Luckily, he's not on the racing line.
Well, he is, but he isn't.
Well, he wasn't.
He's got enough time to get it fired in 3, 2, 1. He's got to go. He's got to go.
Oh, yo. All right.
Take the runoff if you need to, bud. Okay, he didn't, but he's all right. He got it moving just in time. I believe
that's Matt Higgs behind.
Oh, that's our leader, no less. Yikes.
Yeah.
And now remember, there was a driver's briefing before. Yep, there we go. The okay, Larry keeps it off the wall.
Kicks the wall a little bit.
He was just making sure it was there.
Yeah. Yep, it's there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right, if we can go back now, Burke has to fight his way through cars, fighting for position down into.
Whoa! Cliff Hemian, and I can't tell who else that is.
That is Christopher Stevenson. That's the battle for 13th place, 12th place, excuse me, 13th place.
Well, again.
12th, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's tight.
It is very tight, and there's Max Simmons sliding in behind, and I think Rachel Guerin isn't here.
No, Rachel Guerin's just getting out of elbow now, so she's not gonna be able to be a factor in this battle.
Max Simmons demonstrating the phenomenal difference between the fastest and one of the slower cars in the straight line on the Conrad Straight. That was devastating. We'll have to see how
blew his doors off.
We'll have to see how he holds on to that.
I think the second straightaway here, or I should say well, yeah, it's the second straightaway here. I think he's... Whoa, Cliff goes a bit wide there.
Very wide, rejoins. I think that's Turcotte. Not entirely sure.
Castano Munoz slides by him, and...
Castano Munoz, that's right.
Yes. And can I just say, we have 2 V12 Aston Martins in the top 5 right now.
Ain't it a world? Who'da
What
thunk,
world
right?
are we in?
The best world, I think.
You know what? You're right. This is the best world.
I have made no I made no attempt to silence myself in expressing my excitement for this series. I've been so intently awaiting this series. Not that any of our other series are bad, right? Like a lot of our even past GT challenges, I try to make it the best series that there is, within limits. And 3D Speed is good. It had a little drama last week, but it's been good. Our TCR series, our Porsche United Cup, they're all great. But I have been so incredibly stoked for this series just because of the extra variety, the extra rules, the production value we're putting in. That and just the cars. When do we hardly ever see the BMW. I mean, you've driven the Aston Martin V12 in 3D Speed, but that's
That was something else. Let me tell you, putting that thing against a 2020 car,
we've never seen the
you're on an
650S,
island.
the
You've never
Rex.
seen, yeah.
Last time we saw the Rex was season 2. Season 2. And Mike Stoffmeal was driving it.
Yeah.
That'll teach you how long we've been. Whoa, that was really close. Dominic Turcotte going to the outer wall of the cutting there.
I can tell you for free right now, we've never had a single Aston Martin V12 in the top 5 of a race, let alone
Now we
2.
got 2. All of them.
By the way, both of them silver drivers.
You're right. And that was a
So
good.
this has enormous implications for our silver championship.
It indeed does, and that's a good opportunity to go into our Pro-Am drivers, our silver and bronze drivers. As you can see, we have our Pro-Am teams on screen now. We got AF Corsa, the Spirit of Race, with Dave Jones, Andrew Burke, and Gianmarco Silvestri in those Ferraris. Garage 59 Racing with Josh McLaughlin, Shoei Nagase. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Shoei.
Yeah, Shoei
Shoei
Nagase.
Nagase. Shout out to Ace Combat. Couple characters, Nagase. If you're a fan, shout out. Rachel Guerin in those McLaren 650Ss. Love that livery. When I saw that, I had to put it in the promo. If you look carefully, you'll see it. It's like the second car. Rinaldi Racing with Paul Hoppa and Tommaso Bino. R Motorsports with Arthur Bellotti and Inu Lugoshi putting up a fantastic race one. Team Straka Racing with Rob Stewart, Alex Shina, and Dominic Turcotte in those triple Mercedes. Is probably one of the newest cars in this entire series. Team Parker Racing with John Butler and Cliff Hemian, and we have one more. Although it wasn't able to get in this graphic here. That is the cars of
Emo Sith and
Bouts and Guinean. That's it.
yes,
Yep.
Baltzinginian. So we were missing the Rex. The Rex is not on the graphic as of yet. It was a late addition to the field, and it's a valuable one. He's out there fighting right now in the top 15. So a strong showing from that Pro-Am team.
Making a good start. You can see again a disclaimer: these names flashing up are not in order. This is for categorical purposes only. This is the first race, so they have no results.
Yes. And just as a point of notion, we're talking about bonus points here. At this point, it's impossible for any driver to lead more laps than Higgs. Probably that was the case just after the halfway point, but it slipped our minds here. So now he's guaranteed a maximum 3 bonus points for leading laps. So he's got 1 bonus point for leading a lap, and then 2 additional bonus points for leading the most laps. So that's 3 bonus points, which it's a double points race, so that you double that.
6.
That's 6 bonus points to put a nice hat on this race of his.
A nice healthy check in the mail for Matt Higgs, starting off the series with a bang.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder what Audi's slipping in his gas tank.
Whoa!
I think he's got too much octane.
We jump on board with Josh McLaughlin, who's being followed by Chris Stevenson.
No, that's
It's a
I don't see
Ferrari.
Chris Stevenson.
Carlo Durazio might be.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Chris Stevenson actually just had a moment going into Mafilmi and down into Skyline, and Max Simmons is all over his rear bumper. We've also got the number 20 of Gianmarco Silvestri stuck in a
It was
horrible
Silvestri.
section of track. He decides he's going to ask for the marshals to come tow him off the track. He doesn't want to risk it, and I don't
Smart
blame
idea,
him.
I think. Yeah.
I
We
think
saw
taking
he
the
was
tow
fighting
right
with
now, he's only going to lose 4 spots. It's better than losing his race.
he was lapped fighting with Josh McLaughlin, and I didn't catch that, so I was confused. I thought that was Stevenson, but that was a BMW mark, so I was a little confused. But yes, we saw that happen. That was a nasty wreck. Luckily, didn't cause any pileups, but no one wishes that upon anyone, I suppose. Max Simmons fighting Chris Stevenson, not able to put quite as much of the straight line speed to use against that BMW.
Absolutely
It's
not.
he's that Rex is against tougher opponents now in this exact example.
Oh man, the boost on the turbo of that BMW, it's something that the Group C rally cars of lore would just cry at. And now Larry Foster's is facing the wrong way in the
23.
cutting.
Yeah.
Yeah, number
Sorry, I don't know
44
why
of
I
Larry
said that.
Foster. He's letting people by. Luckily he's off race line now enough. Oh
Ooh,
boy.
this is gonna be nasty. The number 10 or the 10th place of Butler.
Butler doesn't give him enough
But
room, and now there's 2 cars facing the wrong way.
oh no, disaster. Josh McLaughlin is through. And
Butler's
so
doing the
is
wise thing. He's backing off the race line as much as he can.
Larry Foster.
Larry says,
Teleports
"The
out.
heck with it. I'm getting out of here."
Toes.
Toes.
Sorry. Breaking the fourth wall. Shame on
Oh,
Cole.
that was Butler that got turned.
Yeah, that's
Oh
what. Oh,
no! Now
I.
Butler's trying to get it turned around. I'm sorry. For some reason I thought it was
Okay.
Cliff.
Oh, he's still backwards.
He's using the very smart move though. He's using the
Whoa, is that Nelson?
He's using the runoff there that they use to recover cars to as a space to back up and get it righted. So
I mean, if anything, I think we should point out that that is uh should we say masterclass in accident avoidance after a wreck. Sadly,
yes.
he couldn't avoid the accident with Larry Foster. It was just not meant to be. But backing off the racing line, taking your time, staying off the line until you could find a good place to turn around. And not to say necessarily he could have even just towed out, but in trying to fix it, he did perhaps the best job I think I've ever seen anyone do in one of these series.
Yeah, that was a galaxy brain play if I've ever seen one. And
400 IQ.
Absolutely. He managed to recover it. He's only lost a few places. He's down in, I believe, 15th or 16th now. And
Yep, 16th.
I think he was running in the top 10, so that hurts. But he definitely made the most out of a bad situation to keep himself going. So luckily, with a little bit of damage on the car, I don't think he's got any important damage, so to speak. And there's 22 minutes left, so he should be fine to get that car across the line.
Absolutely. Javier Castaño Munoz fighting with Inu Lagoshi. No, that's not Inu Lagoshi. Why am I
No, that is the lap down car of Sean Kenny. He's the green.
Sean Kenny.
Yeah, so Sean Kenny is down in 20th place.
So my timing sheet, which you're not seeing on screen, is measuring the incorrect gap here. Interesting.
Yeah, well, I have the live timing available here, so I'm your sideline reporter.
And you're a fantastic one at that. A tip of the hat to you, sir, Mr. Justin Swan.
Looks like Tommaso Biglino is coming out of the pits again. He's had a few unscheduled stops, and he had a pretty good recovery and a good solid 35 of the 40 minutes out of the Academy racer that ran earlier this morning. So it's unfortunate he couldn't have as smooth a run as he did in the Academy, or else I think he would be in a situation where he finishes a lot better. But this is the whole, I will survive mentality. He's 22nd right now. Might even beat his qualifying position just by virtue of finishing the race and doing so any means necessary. So
Absolutely. Taking a look again at those qualifying times, just for a point of comparison, Tommaso Buino is not even in the top 23, so he's made an all right run.
The net positive.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, you take your victories where you can get them.
Absolutely.
Are we?
Having spent a season in 3D in the V12, I had to, you celebrate that 11th place. When you qualify 23rd, it don't matter how you got it. It doesn't matter if 13 people DNF in front of you. You survived and they didn't, and that's a big part of racing.
Exactly, exactly. Uh, damage control is something that I think is probably one of the hardest things to do in literally any form of racing. Uh, Getting in a tough situation and trying to salvage as much of it as you can, because it's unavoidable. Your luck will only take you so far, and being able to do a James Butler, and okay, how can I get out of this in the most elegant way, or like I said earlier, damage control. Just how can I salvage this as much as possible and turn this into as much of a victory or even as little of a loss. It can be about as just negating as much as you can. And that's where you see these 300, 400, 700 IQ moves getting played. And it ends up with the results that it could. I mean, fights like this could have, or salvages like this could have dramatic effects later on, when if you're in a battle for 2 or 3 points, having that one position from 23rd to 21st or whatever could, especially in this double points race, it could pay dividends heavily in the future.
Yeah, and now Legoshi, while you're watching that, while you're going over that, which is absolutely important. It's something that all these racers remember. I've had my eye on my third camera, and I'm seeing that Legoshi is being held up heavily right now because he caught a huge group of
Whoa,
traffic. Yeah,
sorry.
big whoa. No, big whoa. He caught a huge group of traffic in the worst spot possible. So now
Is that
coming down this straight, none of this is for position for him at least.
Oh, okay, so we're watching the same battle. We just saw Cliff Hamian hit the outside wall and Forrest's elbow pretty hard, and he ended
Yes.
up yeah, he ended up weaving across Rachel Guerin, who lost a position to Max Simmons. Almost said Matt Higgs on accident. Um,
So
Maxat Higginsmans.
yeah.
Yeah, that's their
The
ship name.
so basically what happened was Legoshi approached a train of 3 cars all fighting for 13th place. And so he actually did them a big solid going into the uphill and said, "You know what? These guys are aero cars. They're fighting for Oh, Nelson takes a shunt from
God
Hamian.
dang it! I just switched to the onboard cam.
Hamian lets his teammate through. He gets it righted. Nelson keeps it going.
We're gonna have a
He
little
needs to
replay
pick a
going on.
side.
So coming out of Murray, Hemian is not having a great run. And Hemian makes a pass attempt and just shunts Nelson out of the way. That was might have had a brake problem, but if that was kind of in poor taste, I should say. But it happens.
There
Incident.
is some racing contact. Sometimes it just happens. Now, going back to the story of the day, in my opinion, and I think this is our MVP performance of the day. You might say it's Matt Higgs from his dominant start to finish so far. I don't want to put the whammy on him. There's still 16 minutes to go, but while it very likely you could look at it from a performance perspective and say Matt Higgs has been just the most dominant car. I would almost say that the cars, very dangerous stuff here, as Gianmarco Silvestri is very slow to Mufulumi. Um, is excuse me, Barker and Legoshi in the Astons. And now here's the unfortunate thing. To my knowledge, there maybe was some attempt of a negotiation of absorbing Barker into the team. And for whatever reason, organizers were not made aware and they were not formally made a team before this race. And
Oh,
so you
tragic.
have this situation where you have 2 cars finishing fourth and fifth, which would have been a Pro-Am entry. And as of right now, they will be the team in first place for points for teams.
Oh,
If they
easily,
were a
easily.
team. If they were a
Yeah,
team. That's
they're, but
sadness.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They aren't a team though, so getting that's a tragic missed opportunity, and those little mistakes. Looks like someone took out all the braking markers for the chase. So God be with you, gentlemen and ladies.
I think that was when Larry, you know, he filled up his depends when he did the triple spin.
Sorry. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
It's certainly
Because
possible.
Because also, if we count the third Aston, which is the actual teammate of Legoshi, he's in 9th place. I'll be honest with you. I'm looking at it right now. Legoshi is going to be the highest scoring team. If the race ends right now, in the running order it is, Legoshi's team is the #1 team overall.
I can't verify, but it makes logical sense to me.
There are no teams in the top 3 with a second car on the lead lap in their team. There's no sister car to our cars in the top 3 with a car on the lead lap.
That's
and so
devastating.
now we're looking at someone like Legoshi, where his next teammate is in 9th place, and they're both in the top 10. They're the only team with both drivers in the top 10.
And they're a pro team?
They're a pro-am team.
They're pro-am.
That's a silver and a bronze driver. Getting it done.
Yeah, we look here, we can see the R Motorsports, Arthur Bellotti and Inu Legoshi, as you can see there on the left, just with an absolutely devastating first race. I mean, in a good way. They're devastating everyone else.
They're showing how it's done.
Yeah, well, again, coming into damage control, you know, just managing a situation. How can we be as smooth and as efficient as possible? And they're teaching them how it's done. Like you said, it's awe-inspiring, quite frankly.
And interestingly, by my math, the team that I believe will be 2nd place in team points is also a Pro-Am team, and that is Brandon Stambuk, Chris Stevenson, and Max Simmons. As of right now, they're running 7th, 11th, and 12th, respectively. So the Pro-Am team's getting it done today. You know, sometimes you don't need to be first if both of you are in the conversation together. You know, you get some of these guys, they're out there by themselves.
Yeah, ooh, Dominic Turcotte battling with Brandon Stambuk. Gets really hairy on the exit of Murray's corner, but recovers it, ends up right behind the BMW, so they've fallen from 6th to 7th, but no damage other than that. We got a big train forming, many battles. Well, not really for position. We got the 15th place Cliff Hemian and 16th place Carlo Durazio mixed in, but not much other than that, except for Dominic Turcotte and Brandon Stambuk behind. But it is a big cluster. It's such a cluster that I can't even read the numbers on my secondary map here. So we're just gonna have to play it by ear, I suppose, in the best possible way.
Yeah, I think our closest battle for position right now is Stambuk and Turcotte for 6th place. And that's only because of Turcotte's, you know, wobble in Murray's. Yeah. So as the race is dying down, wow, Max is all over the rear end of Xavier Castano. I hope he gives him enough room because he is a lap down. I hope he's not trying to interfere with our 3rd place's race here, because things can go bad quickly. Looks like he's not. Looks like he's giving him a bit of a berth here.
Coming into the final corner, the BMW ahead of, I believe that's Javier Eugeni?
Yes, he is. I'm sorry, do you... The BMW in front, that is Chris Stevenson.
Chris Stevenson
in front of Castano. And Castano is this is not for position, obviously. Castano is our 3rd position driver here. However, you know, he's in the sandwich of a Boots and Guinion. It looks like he would like to get by. He puts his nose in, and yep, he has to relinquish.
Max Simmons gets really, really sketchy. Oh, it's
the team-on-team violence of Max Simmons. Oh no!
That's not good.
Luckily, Legoshi makes it through, but those two cars are parallel parked. Okay, Chris Stevenson gets it gathered up. Now, there's only 10 minutes of the race left, so short of some serious suspension damage, I think he's going to be okay. Oh,
Oh yeah,
Max.
Stevenson goes wide, Max tries to nose in, but there's not the room. Looks like Sean Kenny gets by without any incident. Oh, and
Huge
an
train of cars going by him.
Aston Martin gets really hairy.
All right, I'm going to go and take a look, see if I can find out what kind of damage we're looking at for these two cars. Max Simmons is steering it straight, which is good.
It didn't look like that bad of a collision.
No, I think he's taking a moment here to gather himself. He's looking for the wet wipes. He doesn't have any in the back seat. The baby is mad. It's not good.
I mean, the front of that Rex does not a happy car look. Oh, we've got is that Larry Foster? I believe it might be someone going into the outside of McPhilmy Park and taking a nasty hit.
So Chris Stevenson does have suspension damage, quite a lot actually. He's letting the cars by. He's letting the 5th place car by. He's got some heavy damage. He's got to be very careful here. I think he has to. There's only 10 minutes left, but I think he's getting a meatball flag. He's going to be required to bring it to the pits under risk of penalty if he does not. There goes his team car in a battle right now. Unfortunately, if he hadn't gotten the damage, maybe he's able to play a role in that.
It's possible. Right now, only blue flags are waving, but it's certainly. Oh man, that BMW is not happy. It is quite distressed looking, if I do say so myself.
Max Simmons
we got
scared.
Whoa, Max Simmons gets really wide. Oh no. Right before.
I think he got scared of the slow car here. He's got to heed more caution to the fact that there is a slow car. There's white flags flying up by the marshals. Stevenson pulls into the pits with 10 minutes to go. That's heartbreaking.
It looks like
Now, Max Simmons has damage to his steering now, and Max Simmons stays out. So
Simmons is not doing the same.
Yeah, if he gets the meatball flag here, he has 3 laps to serve it, or he will be black flagged entirely. So let's hope he's not shown the meatball if his plan is to limp it home. Opportunities for Jeff, Nelson, and Kenny here as they're all on the same lap.
Yeah.
Stanbook and Turcotte. Upset. He was in 10th or 11th here. Such a heartbreaker.
He was doing very well. All it takes is one little incident like that, or I guess it's a big incident. But
well, you know, sometimes small incidents is cascade.
For any of you in the audience who watch Zero Punctuation and his reviews of video games, especially like Hitman, where one tiny incident can lead to another tiny incident, which leads to another slightly bigger one that goes on and on, and he calls it a cock-up cascade, and I think that is a good word to describe. We got the 14th place of Cliff Hamian spun around right after the cutting.
Yeah, he's trying to get it going into Skyline.
Or McPhilmy Park, I apologize.
Ooh, and Max Simmons almost involved in another accident.
That was close. Yellow flags for Larry Foster ahead.
I think there might have been some contact because Larry Foster seemed to have pulled on that runoff there. I think he was being a sportsman. He must have felt horrible for whatever happened. I think that's the vibe I'm getting here.
It's possible. A good sportsmanship at the very least.
And we've got our
Matt Higgs
place
looks
car.
like.
Yeah, oh, Matt Higgs, you're right. I'm sorry, not our 3rd place car. 1st place car, our leader, trying to get by some blue flag traffic here. He just wants to make it to the end. He's like, is it over yet? Is it done yet? Can I go home now?
We haven't seen Jeff in a minute, but there he is. Still holding up 17th place.
Yeah.
Once more, popping open the qualifying order to see where people went. Jeff started in 9th, so that is not the result he wanted to see. I mean, the result everyone wants to see is 1st. Larry Foster and Matt Higgs getting by Max Simmons, although Max Simmons dives to the outside, perhaps unintentionally stifling Matt Higgs.
Matt Higgs makes a bold move. He's not being realistically
his
chased
lights
here. He's got the entire
lights.
Yeah, he's got the entire Conrad straight. He doesn't need to run that hard right now. He's got a 40-second buffer. If I was him, use it. You almost half a lap. Use the buffer. Don't risk it.
It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile, right?
It does not. You don't get bonus points for winning by extra.
Other movement from qualifying. We again have Baker, who retired from the race after qualifying 3rd, and John Archie moving to 14th from 2nd. So not great, with the lone exception of Higgs. The top of the grid has just had a disastrous day. And also Burke. Burke made up quite handsomely out of that.
Yeah, Arjona also had a horrible day here. He got caught up
Arjona
in
as
that
well.
unfortunate thing. There was a car stuck, stalled, stopped, and he couldn't get around it. It was unfortunate. The car was just stuck. So he didn't have anywhere to go. No one had anywhere to go. It was a danger zone, and it's very, very unfortunate.
Javier Castaño Muñoz is actually made up well. He's up to 3rd place from 6th. Not a huge gap as far as positions go, but as far as points go, that's gonna pay dividends.
If you look carefully in, you can actually see Legoshi in Xavier's mirrors. Legoshi's cut the gap down to 4 seconds with about 3 laps to go.
This could be a battle that develops pretty rapidly.
Yeah, it's unfortunate what happened to the BMW Rex team of Boots and Guinion because, you know, they were on track for, you know, 3 drivers, all 3 of their drivers finishing 13th or better. And now suddenly we've got, you know, Brandon Stambuk trying to salvage the day. I think after Chris had his accident with Max, instead of just coasting along and thinking, okay, 8th, 10th, and 13th, like, that's fine, we'll be all right. Brandon Stambuk flicked the switch. I think he went into attack mode and he said, you know what? I'm a gold driver. I'm not going to let these silvers ahead of me show me up. And he has started banging out some incredible laps. He's got some incredible pace right now, and he's already gained 2 positions from where he was when his teammates crashed. I don't think he's going to have time to track down Barker, but it's absolutely possible because it's only a 4.5 second gap. So there's a chance that he finishes top 5 and gains 3 positions in the last 12 minutes of this race.
It is. I was just gonna make note of that. It's not super likely, but it's not anywhere close to impossible.
We've seen stranger things out of Higgs at Kyalami.
Oh yeah.
Back 7 seconds in 7 minutes. Absolutely possible.
We've even seen things out of drivers who we haven't seen in a while. Oh no! Dominic Turcotte in Skyline takes a hit to the wall. Doesn't end up affecting him too much. I had pegged him for a spin. That looked particularly nasty, but looks more or less fine.
Looks like he got away with one there.
Yeah. Still doing battle with Brandon Stambuk. They just cannot escape each other. They've been neck and neck this entire race.
Yes, and now we have the dual McLarens of McLaughlin and Guerin running 10th and 11th here. That's a great performance by the 2 of them.
Absolutely. Brandon and Dominic, will you just get a room already? Jeez.
Yeah. one of the cars of Shoei Nagase unfortunately wasn't able to. They forgot it. You know, it's only a short flight from New Zealand to Australia, but you know, sometimes you lose your luggage, and this time the luggage was a McLaren 650S. I can't believe it.
Yeah, well, you know, I guess they're going to be suing at United for that one.
Who got DHL to deliver it?
Oh god, I have so many bad stories about DHL that I don't even want to get into it.
And James Butler toes to the pits with 2 minutes and 26
really?
seconds left.
I wonder what happened there. Let's see if we can look for a replay.
Perhaps he ran out of fuel.
Nope. Ah, dang it. Okay, so we're just gonna watch his car for 30 seconds. Let's see what Carlo Durazio was doing back then. Nothing. Good.
Let's see.
Look at some grass. So yeah, I do wonder what happened.
Cut the gap by a second, but it's not going to be. It's still 3.5 seconds to go. It's not going to be enough to make a huge difference, I don't think.
Well, he's got one. Where is Matt Higgs right now? He is currently. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not seeing him on the map. Oh, he's currently going through McPhillamy Park. So it's not inconceivable that we could have 2 more laps. Well, yeah, no, I think it's possible.
No, they're going to call the white flag. Yeah, they're going to call the white flag when he comes across the line. I'm confident that we're going to see the white flag wave when he goes by.
Legoshi getting 2 tires off. Sorry.
Oh no, that's okay. He's closing the gap on Xavier by quite a bit. I'm not sure if Xavier has an issue with fuel or perhaps he's just got a couple bumps and bruises throughout the race that's adding up. He was down on about 10 Ks on the backstretch of Conrad, so it's completely within the realm of possibility that Lugosi does track him down. They're both coming through the cutting right now and working their way up to I can't remember the name of this park. It's a park.
Oh yeah,
There we go. White flag is out.
Solman Park. Okay, white flag. So I stand corrected. So this is the last lap.
Yeah, I believe if there's less than a minute
3
30,
seconds.
it throws the white when you cross.
That makes sense.
Or it's either that or something weird like 75% of the fastest lap or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know what the math is. Taking a look back at Cliff Hemian. Uh-oh, is that the number 2? Who is that? Someone spun, number 20, I believe. The 20th place, sorry, Gianmarco Silvestri spun after Corey. I thought that was 2nd place, my bad. Anyway, as I was saying, Cliff Hemian, 15th place. It will be interesting to see where he comes out. It's going to be... Well, he might only lose 1 position from not taking that penalty, or not taking that pit stop.
Higgs is not letting up on this final lap, and it makes me nervous watching this. I feel like he should be putting this thing into the pit limiter and driving around on a victory
mode,
lap.
Yeah. Right.
But
yeah,
once
I mean,
he gets on the Conrad, it's basically set. He's all set once he gets on the Conrad. Even if the most disastrous thing possible happened going into the chase, there's enough runoff, he'll be fine. Yeah, he's got a full half lap on Burke. He's an animal here.
So as we were talking about Lugosi, he's put almost a full second, 7 tenths, 8 tenths on Munoz ahead. We might want to watch this one, I think.
Yeah, Lugosi's and now another mistake from Xavier. Lugosi's on top of him. This is it. If Lugosi does not, if he is patient here, he has the pass for free down Conrad straight. But if he forces
right there,
if he forces the pass here, he risks getting into an accident. But if he doesn't force it, he gets the pass for free. Now, he's an academy driver. Let's see if he's understood, if he's taking his notes right.
Yeah,
this is a free third place for him.
Are your teachings taking effect, Justin?
I can only preach patience so much before my head falls off and my mouth dries up with sand. So he had the patience. This is it. He's going to blow by him on this straight. He's got an additional 10, maybe 15 Ks on this Porsche. There's nothing Xavier can do.
Xavier is, yep. This is going to be it. Oh, a little wide.
Wow, he's got 2 tires in the dirt almost.
Oh, they're side by side. Yep, that's going to be it. What an astonishing maneuver, but he's going to maybe get the cutback. Oh no, he cuts wide. Yep, that's going to be it. What a fantastic run. Inu Lugosi picking up the podium.
Well, he still has to make the final corner.
Well, okay, that's true. I shouldn't say that.
Okay, I just said we've seen crazier things.
That is true. Flash of the lights, victory celebration for Inu Lugosi, 3rd place, fantastic maneuver.
And that's got to be pure heartbreak for Xavier Castaño Munoz. He was holding 3rd for the entirety of the race, and he loses it at the very, very last second. He couldn't have. Oh man, what a race!
So yeah, absolutely. 14th to 3rd for Inu Lugosi, a fantastic maneuver. Max Simmons up from 23rd to 16th. Not a bad maneuver as well from him.
Yeah,
we gotta switch over.
An excellent recovery.
Let's look at the timetables. Here we are, our final order. Unfortunately, I'm not able to see how many. Yep, we have everyone finished with the exception of James Butler and Larry Foster, who I believe have retired. So this is our final order. Matt Higgs, taking the first place for this inaugural round of the 2016 GT Challenge. This is technically season 5, but I consider it a new thing in a way. Very excellent, double points, leading the most laps, probably as fastest lap if I believe. I can't get the word on that officially yet. Oh, Cliff Hamian with a 130-second penalty. I thought it was 90 seconds. That's particularly bad. That's almost over an entire lap. Andrew Burke, second. Inu Lagoshi in third. Javier Castaño Muniz in fourth. John Barker in fifth with the Aston Martin. So the Aston Martin V12 being particularly potent this round. Brandon Stambuk in sixth. Dominic Turcott seventh. Javier Eugeni eighth. Arthur Belotti ninth. Josh McLaughlin 10th. We're going to go up to 15th. Rachel Guerin in 11th. Carlo Durazio 12th. John Archie 13th. What did I say his name was? Alfredo Jeff 14th. And Max Simmons in 15th. I had to remember there for a second. I caught myself. But what a fantastic first race for this series. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. We had quite a bit of action going on. Heartbreak, denial, victory, some retribution. Inu Lagoshi again going from 14th to 3rd. He has to be absolutely floored right now. No pun
That
intended.
was a phenomenal drive. That overcut is what did it for him. He was out there by himself, all alone, on an island, running laps. He set the second fastest lap of the race in that car.
Really?
Yes.
That's astonishing. And I'm guessing Matt Higgs was our fastest lap.
As far as I can tell so far, yes, but we will not have official confirmation until later tonight, in which all of that will be posted to our drivers' meeting board, our information panel for the drivers on Discord.
Absolutely amazing. Well, unfortunately, because I'm not a calculator, I cannot confirm the points as they stand, but it is safe to say that Matt Higgs' team with Sean Kenny and the like, I forget exactly what their team name is. I'll have to bring that up real quick. But they're going to be very happy with that result. But I think the real winners here is the team of Inu Lagoshi and who is this
Arthur
teammate?
Belotti.
Arthur Belotti, that's it, yes.
Yes, and I don't know if he's the lone South American in the field, but he is from Brazil. So we've got quite the duo here. You know, the first time, and I'll leave on this note, is don't want to take too much time.
Oh, I
the
forgot,
first time I saw him in the academy 2 seasons ago. That's how long he's been with us. He's been in the academy since the days of the Spec ST Lambo. You know, I said to him, I saw his pace, I saw what he was doing out there, and I said, you know, you got to get it under control. You got to find consistency and confidence. But I see shades of Senna. And that's sacrilege. Don't say that. But I'm seeing it. He's got some talent, okay?
He really does.
I think Lagoshi and Belotti are the biggest winners of today possible. They should be extremely proud of what they did, and I think there's going to be champagne all around for them. Congratulations to Matt Higgs for his victory. Congratulations to Burke for his second place, and congratulations to Inu Lagoshi to round out your podium. You guys did fantastic. You guys all had a phenomenal start to this race. It was Bathurst, and you knocked it out of the park. So amazing, amazing.
Absolutely, yeah. I just one last quick note on Belotti. He's running an Alpine A110 in the GT4 series, and he's making that competitive. So if that doesn't say that he has some talent, then I don't know what else does. But in any case, we do have to get going. We are tightly packed in the schedule, but it has been a pleasure being with you guys. I am Cole McCray. That's Justin Swan. We are ESR for the 2016 Season 5 in the GT Challenge. Visit us, esr-race.org. Join our Discord. Links in the description. We're going to upload to YouTube. Next race, Monza Circuit.
Yes.
May 16th. So we got a little bit of a break. Join us. Their signups are open up until the day before, I believe, right, Justin?
Yes, sir. Signups temporarily closed the day of the race.
Okay. We will be there. I cannot wait. You should join us. We have all the sorts of series that you would absolutely love. Anyhow, like I said, I am Cole McCray, Justin Swan. We are both signing off. Have a great rest of your week, you guys.
Bye-bye.